What marks the difference between the winner and the loser in a closely contested match like this one here? And what can we learn from watching the best in the game to bring into our own play so that we can play better on the court? In this video, we're going to cover 3 areas by looking at this match between the top 2 teams in the biggest rivalry on the PPA Tour, Leigh and Catherine Parenteau against Bright and Rachel Rohrabacher. And we're going to suss out 3 areas that we can bring into our own game. Because with the guidance of a pickleball professional who understands how to break down game tape, there's a lot you can learn from watching the pros. My name is Tony Roig. It's a pleasure to coach you in this video today. This video is made possible by the Professional Pickleball Association and the best coaches in the business, the Better Pickleball Academy. We're going to dive right in with the biggest determinative outcome in a closely contested match. Which team best sticks to their game plan? Think of those times when you're in complete control of a game, but it slips away. What went wrong? Oftentimes, what went wrong is that you changed the game plan. You deviated from the strategy that got you control to begin with. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some rallies from this match here to see what works for Anna and Rachel, and then what happens when they deviate from that game plan. To set it up for you, we have Leigh up here and Catherine, and then we have Anna and Rachel down here returning serve. This is from a recent CIBC finals on the PPA Tour. Again, these are the best 2 teams, so they're usually in the finals. Let's look at the patience that Anna and Rachel displayed during this rally. The shots they're hitting are mostly soft game shots. They're moving Leigh and Catherine around, trying to soften them up and find a place to attack. This approach isn't a once-in-a-while approach. This approach wins a ton of rallies and a ton of games. And then finally what happens is when there's an opening that gets created, that's when you'll see Anna pounce, attack, and finish the rally. This approach here is exactly the formula that works for Anna and Rachel. It's their game plan that's going to work. In these next rallies, we're going to see how they deviate from that game strategy, and it just doesn't work well. This one here, we're going to focus on Anna, who's going to come in and start an attack from mid-court here. This is not a great place to attack from. The opponents are up at the non-volley zone line. You're attacking from the middle of the court. Not a good place to attack from, and then eventually Leigh puts the ball away. In this next one, we're going to see Rachel from here. She's going to hit a back foot lob that just isn't part of their game plan. Back foot lob, and just doesn't end well for them either. These 2 rallies are deviations from their game plan. And this last one, I'm going to pause it because I want to set it up for you. So this is game 4. And if you can see up here, Anna and Rachel won the first game. Leigh and Catherine won the next 2 games. And then Anna and Rachel are up 9-8 in the 4th game and serving. And what Anna's going to do here is she is going to get impatient. She's going to go for an Ernie attempt, focus on this zone here. You're going to see her go for an Ernie, and then Rachel is going to have to go try and get it because it unbalances their team. And it's just not a great place to do this at 9-8 in game 4. You see the whiff there. Rachel's forced to come over and pick up that ball. And it's just not a great way to play the point at 9-8. It's just an impatient way of playing. It is not their game plan. So this rally that I'm going to show you here is going to be a rally that is super disciplined by Rachel and Anna. And this is the game plan that gets them to win a lot of rallies and ultimately a lot of games. What we're going to see is we're going to see them just softening up Leigh and Catherine, moving them around until they get the opening. And then you're going to see an attack through here. And that is going to be get the pop-up and then get the put away. This approach here, this game plan approach here, is exactly what gets Anna and Rachel success. And if they stick to this in 2025, they'll be very successful, even against Leigh and Catherine. Now, what can you do with this information? If you're playing in competitive matches and you want to have your greatest chance for success, you want to develop a game plan for that match, for that contest. What's your strategy? What's going to give you the best chance for success? Then once you have a game plan, you want to stick with it unless there's a reason to change. So avoid the temptation to just deviate, to just, start trying different things unless they're required by the circumstances that you're facing. If your game plan isn't working And that means it's not working repeatedly, not once or twice, because there is no 100% game plan. If it's not working repeatedly, then you can modify your strategy. Otherwise, to give yourself the best chance for success in that match, stick to your game plan. And if you want to give yourself the best chance for success long term, make sure you like and subscribe this channel. You're going to get more content just like this, as well as be able to watch great pro matches to learn from. And when you're ready to get the best coaching in the game, check out the Better Pickleball Academy. Now we're going to move on to number 2, but before we do that, a quick word of warning. I'm going to use a word now that may drive some of you away from this video. But give me a few minutes to show you how this concept applies even at the highest levels to determine game outcomes. The word I'm going to use is fundamentals. Pickleball players often become enamored with the sexy shots, the ATPs, the roll volley, the ernies, things like that. The reality is that pickleball games are decided not by those shots, they're decided by fundamentals. The team with the best fundamentals is more likely than not going to prevail in that game. I'm going to show you now with some rallies in this match here how the game got away from Anna and Rachel based on flaws in their fundamentals. Let me set up these next few rallies for you. We are in game 4 of the gold medal match at the 2025 Masters. Anna, Leigh, and Catherine have won games 1 and 2. Anna and Rachel won game 3. They're up 5-0 in game 4. So Anna and Rachel should feel pretty good. They're in control. But let's see just exactly how fundamentals make the game get away from them in this game 4. This first rally is actually a solid rally. There's not really a flaw in fundamentals. I kept it in here because I wanted to show you, again, deviating from game plan, what we talked about in point number 1. We're going to see in a few minutes here, we're going to see Rachel's going to attack from here. Not a great spot to attack from. Her ball ends up in the net, and it's just not a good attack anyway because Anna Leigh probably would have pounced on that ball in any event. So now it's 1-5, not the end of the world. One rally, a little impatient, but not the end of the world. But let's see what happens in this very next rally.
Signal, whether that's a switch or not, we'll see.
On the board, Parenteau and Waters.
Wow, now a missed return.
It does not get any more fundamental than a missed return of serve. Now let's watch this rally here at 3-5 and see what happens. What you're going to see here is you're going to see a short return of serve. Catherine's going to come in and blow the ball up from there. Anna and Rachel can't acquire the line. Now they're off the line. If you're playing on the return side back here like this, you're already in trouble here. They end up losing a point there. So now the score is 4-5. They're going to take a timeout, which is a super good idea by them. And then we're going to fast forward to the end of the game because after this timeout, Anna and Rachel regroup and they actually extend the lead again. So now they're going to be up, you're going to see in a second, they're going to be up 10-5 in game 4. So now we have a situation where we're up 10-5 if you're Anna and Rachel, right? You won game 3, momentum is in your favor. You need one more point. You can win game 4 and then see what happens in game 5. So let's pick it up at 5-10 and we're going to start with basically a fourth that can't be controlled and then an easy put away. And I want you to see from this angle here, they're going to show a replay from the other angle. Look at how much stress Rachel's under right away, right? She's not up at the line to hit her fourth. That's a fundamental error. And now you're in just a bad spot and you're going to get picked on and get attacked. Let's see what happens in this next one here. Similar situation, right? Can't get up to the line in time, a fundamental error. Now you're under attack again. It's just a lot of pressure you're under all the time if you can't deal with the fundamentals, which happens in the first 4 shots of every rally. And then you're off the line, they're at the line, and now you're just in a tough situation again, a lot of stress, breakdown, that happens. So now it's 7-10. Now let's see what happens in the very next rally. Another missed return of serve. Very difficult to win pickleball games when you have these fundamental errors. Now we're going to jump to, now it's 11-10 in favor of Anna Leigh and Catherine. And what we're going to see here is we're going to see another 4th shot mistake. So we have a 4th shot, it goes out, and you have Anna Leigh and Catherine go up to the net, congratulating their opponents. But the winner in this game, game 4, and ultimately in the match, was dictated by fundamentals. To fully understand the impact of fundamentals in your play, start from this premise. Pickleball games are not won by one team. They are lost by the other team. obviously in that event giving this team the victory. Those losses occur because of flaws in fundamentals. What you want to do is you want to really get away from this idea of this magic shot that's going to work 99% of the time like you're seeing on YouTube these days. That's just nonsense. That doesn't exist. What you want to do is you want to focus on your basics, on your fundamentals. Are they sound or are they broken down? They're so important that that's how we build everything inside Better Pickleball, is all based on sound fundamentals first. Then you start adding the other layers to your game, because without sound fundamentals, you're just not going to be as successful as you could be otherwise. All right, we have number 3 to deal with now, which is the intangibles that make the difference in those close games between who wins and who loses. The outcome of close games is often determined by the little things, by those intangibles. If you have a situation where one team is distracted because of a controversial out call and their opponents don't get so distracted, you would favor the not distracted team to win that game. In this game, in between these two teams, there's an intangible that pops out at the sidelines. We're going to look at, this is a timeout taken in game 1, and you have Anna and Rachel hydrating and doing the thing on the bench. Nothing wrong with that. But let's see what's going on the other side. What we have here is we have Anna, Leigh, and Catherine are getting coached by 2 of the top coaches in the pro game, Leigh Waters and Athena Trujillo. So PPA finals are very pressure-packed situations, and it's difficult to see what's going on when you're out on the court. Oftentimes having a coach off the court who can see what's going on in terms of what you're doing well, what you could be doing better, some areas to exploit, can make the difference between who the winner is and who the loser is. Now, as amateur players, we don't have the ability normally to have coaches sitting on the sidelines, so what can we do? While it may not be feasible for us to have a coach on the sidelines while we play, we can all have a coach on the sidelines of our pickleball improvement journey. If you're going to work with a coach, try and identify a coach who is serious about their coaching. Are they credentialed? What have they done to train themselves? Are they full-time coaches? Also make sure that they're a coach that can actually help you move forward. Do they have a curriculum? Do they have a plan for you? Do they have a coaching philosophy? Can you talk to other students who have had success with them? Do some due diligence and then avoid those landmines when you do finally pick a coach. Another thing you can do is check out additional Learn from the Pros videos on this channel, courtesy of the PPA and Better Pickleball, and join us at betterpickleball.com, and we'll continue to share information just like this. Until next time.